The US is urging Israel to end the war in Gaza. Secretary of State Antony Blinken delivered this message on a recent trip to the region. His visit marks the 11th since the conflict began. Blinken's call comes as the region faces escalating violence and a deepening humanitarian crisis. The world is watching, hoping for a breakthrough. Can peace be achieved? The path is fraught with challenges, but the pursuit of a lasting solution remains paramount. The current conflict is the latest chapter in a long and bloody struggle that has spanned generations. Israel and Hamas, the militant group controlling Gaza, have been locked in a relentless cycle of violence for decades, with each side suffering heavy losses. The conflict is deeply rooted in territorial disputes, political ideologies, and historical grievances that date back to the mid-20th century. The two sides remain deeply divided, with mistrust running deep and peace seeming like a distant dream. The latest escalation was triggered by a Hamas attack on Israel in October 2023, marking a significant and deadly turn in the conflict. The attack, orchestrated by Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar, resulted in the capture of numerous hostages, further inflaming tensions. In response, Israel launched a fierce military campaign targeting Hamas infrastructure in Gaza, leading to widespread destruction. The fighting has led to a heavy death toll, with the majority of casualties being Palestinian civilians, including women and children. The international community has widely condemned the violence, calling for an immediate end to hostilities. The United Nations has called for a ceasefire, urging both sides to come to the negotiating table. Yet, despite these calls, the fighting rages on, with no end in sight. Amidst the chaos, a significant development occurred, shaking the very foundation of the ongoing conflict. Yahya Sinwar, the mastermind behind the October attacks, was killed in an Israeli airstrike, marking a pivotal moment in the region's turbulent history. His death is a major blow to Hamas, potentially altering their strategic operations and morale. It could potentially reshape the conflict, influencing both immediate and long-term dynamics. Some believe it might open a window for a ceasefire, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the turmoil. Israel hopes Sinwar's death will lead to the release of the hostages. However, Hamas remains defiant, showing no signs of backing down. The group vows to continue fighting, undeterred by the loss of their leader. The impact of Sinwar's death remains uncertain, leaving many to speculate on the future. Will it lead to de-escalation or further violence? Only time will tell as tensions remain high. The world watches and waits, holding its breath for the next chapter in this unfolding drama. The conflict has had a devastating impact on Gaza. The densely populated strip is facing a humanitarian catastrophe. Hospitals are overwhelmed. Essential supplies are dwindling. The risk of disease outbreaks is rising. The UN warns of a dire situation. International aid agencies struggle to deliver assistance. The ongoing fighting hampers their efforts. A ceasefire is crucial to allow aid to reach those in need. The world must act swiftly. The lives of innocent civilians hang in the balance. Amidst the violence, there are glimmers of hope. Diplomatic efforts are underway to broker a ceasefire. The United States, Egypt, and other regional actors are engaged in talks. Hamas, in a significant move, sent an envoy to Russia. Russia, with its influence in the region, could play a mediating role. The outcome of these efforts remains uncertain. However, any attempt at dialogue is a step in the right direction. The international community must support these efforts. A peaceful resolution is the only way forward. The Lebanese front. A wider conflict looms. Adding to the volatility, tensions are rising on the Israeli-Lebanese border. Israel has conducted airstrikes on suspected Hezbollah targets in Lebanon. Hezbollah, a powerful Iranian-backed militia group, has vowed to respond. The potential for a wider conflict is real. This escalation is deeply concerning. A war between Israel and Hezbollah would be catastrophic. The international community must urge restraint. All sides must avoid actions that could lead to further escalation. The focus must remain on de-escalation and dialogue. The long road to peace. Challenges and opportunities. The path to peace is long and arduous. Deep-seated mistrust and historical grievances make a lasting solution elusive. However, the pursuit of peace must continue. The international community has a crucial role to play. It must pressure all sides to end the violence. It must provide humanitarian assistance to those in need. It must support efforts to restart negotiations. The goal should be a two-state solution, with Israel and Palestine living side by side in peace and security. Beyond Gaza, a world in turmoil. The headlines are filled with stories of conflict and strife. The conflict in Gaza is a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of global issues. What happens in one part of the world can ripple across continents. From the solar flares impacting our planet, causing disruptions in communication and technology, to the political scandals rocking nations, shaking the very foundations of trust in leadership, we live in a world facing complex challenges. These crises are multifaceted and require nuanced understanding. The UN report highlighting the link between poverty and mental health brings to light the often overlooked struggles of the vulnerable. This underscores the need for greater social justice, emphasizing the importance of community support and activism. The adjustment of immigration policies in Canada aims to address the growing concerns and needs of migrants, reflecting the global debate on migration and its impact on societies, economies, and cultures. These issues require international cooperation, where nations come together to discuss and resolve pressing matters, and a commitment to finding solutions. Only through unity and collaboration can we hope to navigate these turbulent times. Towards a more peaceful future, shared responsibility, and global cooperation. The pursuit of peace is a shared responsibility. We must all work together to create a more just and peaceful world. This requires dialogue, understanding, and a commitment to finding common ground. The road ahead may be long, but the pursuit of peace is a journey worth taking. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more trending news.